So you've recently also completed your accredited specialisation and you got your certificate last November.
Yes.
What's, I suppose, for those lawyers wanting to look at studying in that or doing their accredited specialist, what do they need to know to succeed and pass the exams?
Look, when you decide to do the accreditation, you really need to be committed to that decision. It's not just a financial, you do have to pay to do your accreditation, and if you're lucky enough to have a firm that pays for that, that's great. But it's a commitment, and the fail rate is high. Not many of us pass, and I truly think you've got to commit to that decision, because that commitment means allowing yourself time to study. I don't think it's an exam that you can just wing. I do think you need to put in a lot of hours to pass that exam, and the rewards are remarkable once you do pass it. For me, I needed to talk to my family, because if they could not support me, in minding the children every weekend, there was no way I could have done it without their support. So have a great support structure around you, and check in with your law firm or your legal practice to see if they're going to allow you to have some study time to perhaps take a week off before the examination. But you need to commit to it, because, when you do the exam, you hopefully want to pass it. Yeah.
How many hours did you put in, I suppose, each week, and how many weeks?
Look, a lot. I committed late to the decision to want to do it last year, because personal injury examination is every second year. I think I was a late entry, and I asked the LIV if that was allowed, and it was okay. The amount of hours, so it's probably 13 weeks prior to the examination. I wouldn't do anything during the week, because I ran a really busy legal practice, but every Saturday and Sunday I would study at the Melbourne Uni Law Library from about 10 till 5, but solid blocks, which meant that I could have breakfast with the children, and then go home and feel like I was social with my husband and partner. And so initially every weekend, and then 2 weeks before the examination, it was every night until about midnight. Okay. And I'm really honest when I tell people that, because I did study for it, but I did pass it. So another important thing is I did many practice exams under strict exam-like environment. So it was 3 hours. I committed to 3 hours every morning. Then I'd go for a break, and then I'd keep studying.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were very fortunate to have your family take care of children over the weekends.
It wasn't easy. It really meant that my husband really needed to understand that I needed this time, and it was a short period, and he was wonderful. So,
that's good. For those that, so if you didn't have that support network, would you have done it?
I think for me, I knew I needed to study, and I don't honestly think I could have done it. But bearing in mind, I do have 2 little children under 6, so you need a support network. I guess if you don't have the family support network, what I relied on also were my colleagues in the area. So we formed a study group, and they were sensational. Yeah. And that was probably integral to us passing as well.
Yeah. I was going to ask about, did you form study groups to help you get through? Yeah.
Yes. And it's always a nerve-wracking thing to form a study group, because I didn't know the majority of our study group. And I've been in personal injury for many years. And for me, it meant it expanded my horizons with people and networking, and we've formed a beautiful friendship group out of it that we go for drinks and dinners. But we also have a Snapchat where we rely on each other now. So whenever we've got a problem, we can just Snapchat the group and we get an answer. So they've been, it turned out that we were all women, so they were a wonderful group of, we all supported each other. Yeah. Yeah, and I highly recommend it. Yeah, highly recommend it.